Morning, and welcome back to the channel, welcome back to Love 500, welcome back to the new project. If you've seen the last episode or the last video that was put out on Boxing Day, you will see that I was bidding on this car. It's been delivered this morning, no keys, no anything really. Let's take a look. So at first glance, it looks, as you know, like a Series 3 car, a pre-facelift, but it is in fact a facelift. Now, I've got it a bit close to the wall, so I can't get around the other side. So we got quite a bad dent there. So I think that'll pull out okay. I don't think that's going to require a new seal. I'm sure that will pull out, and there's a less serious one around the other side. As you can see, we've got forensic dust all the way down the side, all over the car really. Obviously, as you know, this was a stolen recovered car. So how do we know it's a 2016 facelift? I did show you briefly from the pictures, but if we get inside, there is a seat. This is the seat out of Project Van Gogh. Because I've got it in the garage, I've got it out, and I've just slotted it in, just so we had a seat to sit in to reverse it back. So this is how I got it. That's an old steering wheel. So this was connected. I've cut a slot in the bolts, in the shear bolts, and have then taken the shear bolts out, allowed that to drop out, which frees the wheels. So. Big aperture, double din aperture for a double din stereo. This is the facelift thingy doodah. Yeah, I mean it's a facelift, despite the looks on the outside. Now, headlining has also gone, which I think I mentioned, although I didn't actually notice myself to start with. I don't know whether the facelift headlining is a different shape, different cutouts, what have you, than the pre-facelift or not, because obviously I've got to buy one. So we've got wire there. So that's, where's that come unplugged from? Don't know. That's obviously for the courtesy light. I don't know what that's for. Why is that on? Don't know. Maybe that goes onto the other side of the courtesy light, possibly. And then we've got another wire there and another wire there. So that's obviously for the exterior light. So one of these will be for, they're actually on the floor down here, look. We've got the light, that's the light that goes there. And that's the Bluetooth speaker, which plugs into that, I believe. And then we've got central light, it's a normal central light, which I've got one. So we've got the proper flip down with, there's nothing in there. Don't know if it has a document thing there. No, it doesn't. So they've nicked the stereo, they've nicked that, gear knob. The gearbox seems okay. I bought this bit, I've bought that bit, I've bought a speedo, I've bought a steering wheel, haven't yet got an airbag. I think I've got a white bit of this. I don't know whether it'll fit or not. I think it's the same, but we will try one. I'm not sure whether I've got a white bit for that end. If not, I'll have to buy one. They've taken these. Luckily, as I said before, they've not cut the wires or ripped the wires. They've actually unplugged them. Same goes on that side, I think. Door cards obviously gone. they took this off. I'm hoping it's in one piece and it just needs rolling up and refitting. Otherwise I've got to buy one of those as well. It looks alright. I don't think there's any rips in it. It's just a bit... Why they took that off, I'm sure. So there's various little bits lying around in the back. So they haven't taken the airbags, the side airbags. Oh god, the seat just tipped back. Right, I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get in the back, flip the boot open from the manual switch and see what we've got in the back, if anything. Oh, I can see a light. I think there's a DRL in there. That's good, that saved me buying one. Right, I'll be back in one sec. It's the following day now. I did pop the boot as I'd suggested there, and recorded inside what was inside. My daughter came out and interrupted me, and I had to go and take her to her friends. So I stopped filming, as by the time I got back I had to get back to work. But then I've just discovered that video didn't record for some bizarre reason. So I'm going to do that bit again. However, at the moment, as I say, it's the following morning. It's about 20 past 9, something like that. Let's look on my phone. 25 past 9. Around 10 o'clock, the locksmith is coming to do the keys for this. As you know, no keys. So what I decided to do, I asked him for a price. Before, he's charged me £140 for a remote key. So I sent him a message and asked him how much for a remote key and a normal spare. And he said £200 all in. So, you know, I am spending a hell of a lot of money on this car. But I thought, you know, as a newer car, I thought it was nicer to have a full set of keys. For an extra 60 quid, I think it's worth having a full set of new keys. So, as you know, there's no battery in this. The ignition's hanging off because I took it off yesterday. And I just need to bolt that seat down so it doesn't tip back. And then hopefully, once I've done that, once I've got the battery in, hopefully, I'll open the door and there'll be some form of power. Obviously I won't be able to see any lights or anything because I can't switch any on. And I've not got a rear view light. Well, I have got one actually, so I might just plug it in. And that way we'll know whether there's power. I mean, we should hear the power anyway, shouldn't we? When you open the door, you should hear sort of something happening with relays and what have you. But obviously he's going to decode the lock. He's going to program it to the ECU, and what else? Obviously cut the keys, and then obviously hopefully it'll start. According to the windscreen, I'm assuming that was picked up by Copart on the 17th of September. It's now the 31st of December. So in theory this car, yeah, that was when it was found. We don't know how long when it was stolen. I could do an HPI check on it and have a look, and I probably will actually, and see when it was actually stolen. Because, yeah, in theory it hasn't been started for, what, 3 months. So I'm going to check the oil, I'm going to check the water. I can't check the petrol because we've got no speedo. However, parts have started to arrive. Bottom box is the battery, top box is the speedo. So I could put the speedo in, connect it up. Don't need to bolt it in. Just need to put it in, and that way we can see when we fire up the put the battery in. We can see whether there's power or not. There's no reason there shouldn't be. I mean, I've got no reason to think it's not going to start, apart from the fact it's been sitting around for the best part of 3 months. Well, more than 3 months. 17th of October. It's 31st of December. That's more than 3 months, isn't it? It's 3.5 months. So yeah, don't know why it's been taken so long. In fact, I will do an HPI check this afternoon, I think, and have a look and see. Have I just seen a little ripple in the door? Yes. Oh, damn it. Oh, that's annoying. Yeah, there's a little ripple in the door there. If you can see that, I'll get them to do that when they do the seal down there. So, you know, this was a gamble. It's a non-starter, obviously, as we know. We don't really know whether it's actually going to be of any good or not. So there is another issue which I think I spotted when it was coming off the transporter, but we'll go into that. Hopefully, if we can get this started today, once the locksmith's been, we can get it turned around and get it down the drive properly forwards, and then I can show you. I'm not sure about it at the moment, but I think there's an issue with the steering, i.e. out of alignment. You know, could be a bottom arm, could be something else. Bearing in mind this has had wheels put on it presumably by Copart. or by somebody, I imagine Copart. There's only 2 bolts in each one, and as we know, these are the wheels off of a pre-facelift. The jury's out as to whether I'm going to put facelift wheels on it or not. I want to, because the chances are I could take these wheels off and sell them for the same amount of money that I buy a set of facelift for. It's just finding a set of facelift at a decent price at the moment. But yeah, so there is an issue possibly, but as I say, we'll come to that as and when. So what I'm going to do now is put the battery in, put the speedo in. Actually, I put the speedo in first, and then put the battery in. Oh, actually no, I'll tell you what, ignition, that needs to go on first, because at the moment that's hanging off, so we need to get that on. I'll put the old shear bolts back in for the time being. I will get some new ones, but I've also got to go through the parts as well, and I'm going to do a separate video on the front end on a facelift car, because I'm sure there are people out there who have been stung by the amount of the prices of all the bits that you have to get for a facelift bumper, especially if you've got nothing. But we'll go through that in less detail on this video, but we will go through it. I'll do a separate video for that, as one of my sort of guide type video things. But yeah, anyway, there's lots to do on this. I'm quite looking forward to doing it, to be honest, but at the moment I'm just a little bit nervous about the whether it's going to start or not, but we'll come back to that as and when. So I say 40 minutes, 35-40 minutes it'll be here, so I need to get on with it. So let's just get this speedo unpacked and plug it in. Not speedo, sorry, we will do that, but first I'm going to do put the shear bolts back in. Right, I do need to put these bolts in as well to get this thing bolted down, as I say, just temporarily, so it doesn't tip backwards. Even if I just get one bolt in at the front, that'll do. Right, what did I do with the shear bolts? There's one of them, there's the other one. Right, as you can see, hopefully you can see that, I just cut a slot in them with a little mini angle grinder, and which allowed it to slip off. To allow it to release the steering lock, which obviously we needed to do to get it off the transporter. We just need to get these back in. So I had to do that on the black hard bath that I had that time, which I did a video which was mainly photographs. If you've I'll link to it above actually if you want to have a look at it. But on that one, of course, everything was here. I just didn't have any keys and the steering was locked, so I actually had to break I couldn't get the airbag out, and I had to actually break the airbag to get it out, which was a nightmare. But it took, what was it, 4 hours and something to get it off the transporter. It was the most stressful time of my life, I think. But we did it in the end, and it was a lovely car. Anyway, that's that one. This is this one. So right, so that's that done. So I say they are only temporary. There's nothing wrong with the steering, the lock, as far as I can see. Obviously, I can't get a key in it, so we don't really know. So once we've got, so even if he cuts the key, if for some reason this lock is damaged and he can't get it in, I don't think it is, because it doesn't look damaged. You know, no one's got a screwdriver in there and done anything to it. This was missing, so we don't know whether it's been stolen using the ODB port or not. Don't know how it was stolen. Right, that's that done. Let's get the speedo on. I'm not going to bother screwing it in, I'm just going to place it in position, because then I want to put the battery in and see what happens. So I'll just pause you while I get the battery out, to get the speedo out. Right, so this is a 2019 speedo. I can't remember how many miles is on it, but it wasn't very many. That's one of the secrets as well. When you buy these second-hand speedos, you need to make sure you get one from the right generation of car. So as a 2019 this is. You also need to make sure that it's got lower mileage than your car, because as you know, you probably know, using multi-ECU scan, you can up the mileage on them, but you can't reduce it for obvious reasons. So a lot of the sellers don't put what the mileage is, and you message them and ask them, and they haven't got a clue. Some will then tell you, Why they don't all look, I suppose some of the cars are dead when they arrive, but you know, if it was me, I would be looking on MOT history, and at least you can give you an idea of it. So that's all I'm doing. I'm just going to connect it like that, so we've got some power going to it, or we will have in a minute. Bonnet is popped. Let's take you around the front and we'll get the battery in. I just got to take it out of the box. Well, now we've got the bonnet open. This is all loose. It's had the bolts taken out of it. That's been taken out, and that's been disconnected. So, I mean, have Copart replaced stuff under here as well. Luckily the engine ECU is there. Let's hope it's the right engine ECU. And they've not just bunged anyone in. I mean, why the hell has that been undone? I can't even see the connection down there where it goes. So I've forgotten where it connects now down there. That's the pre-cat, isn't it? So it should be around here somewhere. I can't see it. So we'll have to locate that. Yeah, it's got me worried a little bit now as whether other stuff's been taken out as well. That Copart have just slung any old bit on. I mean, I don't know now. Is that the original airbox? You know, there's no bolts in it. Is that the original airbox, or have they just slung one on it? I doubt it, because we've still got the pipe in there, and the headlights are not even. The headlights are just loose. Not even put bolts in them, so they've just slung them on to make the car look a bit more presentable when it's gone up for sale. Fuse box is obviously there. I haven't actually looked to see if the body computer is still there. I imagine it is, because otherwise they would have taken the dash out probably, because it makes it easier to get it out. I think, in fact, I'm not even sure you can get it out without taking the dash out. I've never tried. But yeah, a little bit worrying. I mean, that shouldn't affect it starting. But if I manage to find that before the locksmith gets it, I'll do so. I'll see if I can find it and plug it in. Yeah, it's weird. Very weird. Obviously we don't know what's happening behind the bumper either. It's not been in an accident, so hopefully nothing's missing there. But you know, they might have taken the bars as well. I can't see from here. But we'll get that off later. At least they put a couple of bolts in here. Right, let's sort this battery. I'm not going to worry about the bolts for the moment, because I don't think actually I can put one on there because I've got some of those, so I'll just do that for the time being. Obviously I will have bolts, but I've got to locate them all. Right, let's do it. Right, let's get the spanner. It's nerve-wracking, this. Let's get these other bolts in, find some more bolts to put in the battery tray. It's just a bit on the wobbly side at the minute. Oh, I'm doing the nut the wrong way. This is a very nervous moment, this. I can feel myself getting a stress-related headache. Right, that's that bit. I think I'll just take that off of there. I think that wire on there goes into there, doesn't it? That's the start-stop sensor, I think. I mean, why did they even... Don't understand why they've unplugged things like that. Right, let's plug back in. So I need to undo that and then do it back up again. It's not slipping on properly, so it's still up tight. Right. Right. Right, now we should have power. If we open the door, we should get something on the speedo, hopefully. Yes. Whew. Oh, that's a relief. 6,463 miles. Obviously that's not the car, that's the speedo. So I will adjust that when we get to it. Right, I can't do anything else power wise. Yeah, but at least we know there is power to it. Whew. Right, that's something. Now I'm going to see if I can find the other end of where the where this goes to. It is a bit damaged, the outer casing's damaged, so I might replace it anyway, but yeah, I've got to find the other end of it. I might take this off just so I can have a look underneath. The coil pack's there. It's a trouble, we don't know what they've taken. So they obviously took more than I thought they'd taken. Copart, I'm surprised actually Copart have even bothered to put a battery tray in there, because they didn't put a battery in, so why bother putting a battery tray? This sort of worries me a little bit, the fact that it's got a because if the battery tray was taken out, I mean it could be the fact that it was undone or not taken out, but the fact that the ECU is bolted to the battery tray, if they'd taken the battery tray out, would they have taken the whole thing, including the ECU, and have Copart just taken one out from another car and put the whole thing in? We don't know. Let's hope not, because if it is, it ain't going to start. Right, let's see if we can locate the other end of this. Right, I actually managed to find it at long last. It was tucked right underneath the battery tray. If the battery tray had been lifted out, it would have been able to see it. But that's connected now. I say the wires are a bit of a... It's only the outer sheathing, so we'll see. I'm not convinced this is going to start. I'm not sure if I filmed this before, but although it's there, the coil pack has also been unbolted. So I think that this was recovered at some point. It was in a state of being disassembled. But of course I'm hoping that there's nothing that I can't see that's going to stop it from starting. The more I look at it, the more I think there might be. Only time will tell. I found this as well tucked down when I was looking for that wire. I don't know what that is. Never seen that before. It's obviously something on the facelift. Maybe something to do with the headlights, possibly. Don't know. I've got a clue. Never seen that before. So both lambdas are now connected. This is concerning me a little bit, whether this is the correct engine ECU. The only thing in my favour, of course, is if he programs them, cuts the keys and so on, and it doesn't work, at least I can plug multi ECU scan in, which will probably have a fit, going by the amount of things that are missing. I think we'll have to assume that that's in there. That would still be off if it was if that had been stolen. Yeah, a little bit concerning, but not too much. I'm going to put that steering wheel back on there temporarily. All done with a bolt. Yeah, I'll just bolt that on. Not too concerned. I just noticed that the door rubber's gone on that side as well. Why have they taken the sodding door rubbers off? I think I've got door rubbers. I'm pretty sure I've got door rubbers. Whether I've got one for the right one for that side or not, I think I have. The boot rubber's in the boot. Actually, this while we're waiting for the locksmith, let's show you in the boot, because obviously when I did that yesterday, it didn't film. So let's do that. Right, let's film this again. So what we got in here is 2 side carpets. Oh, we got 2 rubbers in here, so one of them's going to be the door, isn't it? Oh, that's good. Is that 2? Yeah. Yeah, the other one's going to be the door, and that's obviously the boot one. So we've got the old style lights, which I bet aren't connected. Oh, there's not even any cables. Oh, don't tell me they've cut the sodding cables. Yeah, they have. Look. Bloody hell. Both sides. Oh, something else I've got to buy. Oh my life, I don't believe this. So you know why they've been done, don't you? To do a conversion, I bet, on a Series 3 car. So that's something else I've got to buy. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Both sides. What else has been done, I wonder? See, that's so far that's the only thing I've seen that's been cut. Of course, I haven't looked at the front yet, have I? Hopefully, no, they haven't done the same at the front. So what else we got in the boot? We got a DRL, but it's an old shape one, a broken old shape one. I hasten to add. I don't know why that's in there. That's obviously out off of the thing that side, I guess. But the rest of it's not there. Some masks, a shelf hanger or something. A couple of bolts here and there. A pair of black gloves, which is probably what the thieves used. Oh, I hate thieves. I hate thieves so much. They obviously was going to take the back bar off because they've taken the 2 bolts out either side. They probably had the same problem that I've had in the past and couldn't get those undone, or maybe they just didn't get that far. So they've had a field day with this, haven't they? Yeah, so there's some peculiar things that they've done, but that's really annoying, the fact that they've cut those. Really annoying. So I'll have to get some of those cables ordered, which I can't dread to think how much they're going to cost. Everything for this car costs so much money. I mean, Copart, it is clearly Copart who've done this, just slung these things on. It's very sneaky of them, but you know, that's what you come to expect when you're buying salvage cars from Copart. Whether the other salvage companies do the same sort of thing or not, I don't know. Who knows? But you know, these things are sent to try us. So yeah, so that's all connected up. So hopefully that's going to work. It's going to start. Please, Lord, let it start. So I've got a gear knob on order. The black piece that sort of sits on there and then the gear knob sits over, I've got one of those just in case the replacement gear knob I've bought doesn't include that bit. I'm not sure whether it was just like the top shell. It was a bit dubious on the description as to whether it was or not. So I won't know until such time as it comes. There's a bit of a delay on getting the parts. A lot of the parts I bought, you know, a couple of days after Christmas, probably even on Boxing Day I bought some of them. This bit, I bought this bit. But obviously because of the Christmas holiday, there's a lot of them haven't been posted. Most have been posted, to be fair. But they're probably not going to come till next week sometime. Luckily they don't appear to have cut any of these, thankfully. I suppose they're easy enough to unplug, aren't they? I have bought a stereo now from Club 500. Bought that last night, so that hasn't been posted off. I also bought a steering wheel from them, which hasn't come yet. I think it was only dispatched yesterday. What else have I bought? Airbag I've now bought from, I think that's coming today, from the Airbag people, who have just followed me on Instagram. So if you're also following me on YouTube, the Airbag people that I bought the driver's airbag from, hello and thank you for following. What else? See, I've got these. These are going to be the same. I've got these from previous cars. Now the question was, I put a post on the Fiat forum because as the, let me just turn around, as the headlining is gone, I remember when I was sit on the side out, when I was doing the project Henrietta, the last the red one that I did, and I had to put on the side panels because obviously we had the rear quarter damage here, and I had to do the put these back on and put those back on. Now these on the facelift and that one actually join in the middle, they're not separate. So my question was, in the old one the headlining sort of comes down around here. In the new one, I'm not sure if it's the same because you've got those plastic bits. I don't know why they've done that like that, whether it's just to tidy up that edge or not, I don't know. But because I've got ones for a non-facelift, and there don't actually appear to be any facelift ones on eBay at all, and even if there was, you can imagine what they're going to cost, can't you? They've got to be 30 quid a piece at least, which would be another £120 just for that. So I'm going to try. I think my thinking was that the headlining was going to be different up here, but we've got the light for the behind the flappy thing. We got that. I'm not quite sure what that is. That is, I think that probably plugs into that light as well. And then we got that, which obviously plugs into this light, and that obviously plugs into this light. and there isn't anything else, so I'm thinking this is probably the same. So the headlining, an old style headlining, I think will probably fit in this car, so I think I'm going to have to take a chance and get one. And if that's the case, and if it has been modified over here, then that means I can use the old ones, which I've already got down here somewhere. Let me just show you on here. So on this bit, so where that sort of sits just there, however it goes, up here, where did it go? Oh, down here, isn't it? Yeah. Where that sits there, it has another piece. I can't hold the camera and point. It has another piece that goes along there, and that piece, as it comes up, has another piece that comes up, and they join in the middle with a clip and a screw. But if I'm using an old one, I don't see why I can't use these. An old headlining, that is. I don't see why I can't use these. It makes no difference, does it? Obviously, it would be better if it to be original, but I think it's a minimal thing that really don't make any difference. I also spotted something when I came yesterday. I think if you look at the handle for the steering wheel adjustment, it's black. So I think this is a black trim car, but I'm doing it as a white trim car. Well, for one, I think it looks better in the cream. I think it looks better in cream. But yeah, that's what I'm doing anyway. But yeah, I didn't notice that until it came yesterday, because that's obviously cream in the cream trim cars, and I get it. It doesn't actually make any difference. Doesn't matter. Top and bottom cowlings I've got in cream, obviously. Steering wheel's obviously cream that I've bought. I need to check this bit of trim to see if it's the same. I think it is, and I need to see if I can locate a white one of those. I'm not sure whether I've got one or not, because I know I gave one to someone at some point recently. They bought a load of bits and pieces off me, and I think I gave them one for like £5 or something, which is a bit stupid of me, because now I'm probably going to have to buy one. But hey ho, I might have one knocking about somewhere. I know I've got a red one, but that's not much use. I mean, it can go on for now, but I will have to get one, which probably cost me 15-20 quid. All adds up. I have spent a bomb on this so far. I have added it all up. I'm not going to reveal to you just yet what that is, but I'll do that probably in the next video. Once I've got all the bits that I need, then I'll let you know what I've spent. But I have spent quite a lot of money so far. Anyway, that's it for the minute, until such time as the locksmith gets here, and we can hopefully get it started. I like all the LED lights.
I've literally just had to get a new battery for this. The LEDs only draw such a very
Right, all keys are cut and programmed. Let's give it a go, see if it starts. We've got a full tank of petrol. You can see it, which is good. Right, let's try it. Fire in the hole. Oh yes. Fan bloody tastic. She roars into life. Excellent. So it started. So my fears, I can feel my stress levels have gone down now. Look, fan's cutting in. It's been running for about 15 minutes now. So all is good. All is good. Obviously, we don't know whether there's any oxygen. ESP unavailable. Yeah, don't worry about that. We don't know whether there's any issues with the C handbook. There's all sorts of errors coming up, as you'd expect, really. Yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, we don't know whether there's any unexpected issues with the lambda sensors or anything like that. Obviously, once everything's back in position, we can do a proper link up multi-ECU scan and see what the issue is. But yeah, Roy's done me keys. Got two keys, a remote key and a standard key. I'll put his details in the description. His website, his Facebook page, and his phone number. He's based in Caterham in Surrey, and obviously travels. But yeah, highly recommend Roy. He's done, I think that's about the third or fourth one he's done for me now. Third one I think he's done for me now. The last one he couldn't do because he had an injured foot, so I had to get somebody else to do who did it. Obviously did it okay. Was more expensive, but Roy's always my preferred auto locksmith to go to, and I even had a chat with him about about having a spare key. And I think in future, when I've got a reasonable amount of money in the cars, I'm going to get him to do me a spare key, because it's always better to sell a car with the 2 keys. Obviously that will vary depending on the cars, but what I'm going to try and do now is I'm going to I'm going to drive it up the drive, and I'm going to turn it round and get it parked up properly facing forwards. Right, just the final, just to end this video, the final, just quick walk round. Now we can get around the car properly, and the car's the right way around. So we need, probably going to replace the wheels if I can get some at a decent price. Bumper and everything that goes on it. Headlights, rear bumper, rear lights, wires for the rear lights. Nothing on here. Repair the dent or the crease that's in the door there. Repair that down there. Good clean. It's still got all the forensic dust all over it, as you've seen. I'm really pleased that it runs. It is coming up with an engine light on, but of course that could be one of many things. I've locked it now. Seats, back seats, rear seats, dash, radio, stereo, speedo's already in, all the surrounds, door cards, door rubber, you name it, it needs replacing. So that's it. That's pretty much it for the first video. What do you think? So that's it, as I say, that's it for the first video. What do you think? The walk round, what do you think of the car? It was a bit of a nerve-wracking moment with those keys being cut, but or not the keys being cut, but nerve-wracking moment when we tried to start it, or did start it, and it started successfully, fired first time, and it seems to, engine sounds sweet. There's new oil in it. It's oil colour still. The coolant, there is coolant, needs a bit of a top up, but there is coolant in it, so all is good. So on the next video we'll start the rebuild. We'll start putting what stuff we have got back in it, and hopefully by that time some more stuff will have been delivered, and we can make some real progress. Looking forward to getting the seats in. So for the time being, that's it on this video. Hope you enjoyed it. I will put Roy the Auto Locksmith's details in the description. As I say, he's based in Caterham in Surrey. He's come out to me here, and obviously he goes a lot further afield as well. But yeah, he's reliable, trustworthy, and does a great job for a good price. So give Roy a call if you need any keys cut, if you need programming, etc of your keys. Roy's your man. Until the next video, hope you have a happy new year. As it's New Year's Eve, I should wish you happy new year, and we will see you. I'm not sure whether there'll be a midweek video or not this week, but it might possibly be another midweek video on this one, not sure yet, but if not, I'll see you next Sunday. But for the time being, thanks for watching. Don't forget, if you are a casual viewer, hit that subscribe button. Please like, share the video as well. Give us a thumbs up, no thumbs downs please. Until the next one, take care, stay safe, and we'll see you soon.